March 17, 2017. Guys, you're looking at very unusual images from the top of Europe's tallest volcano, Mount Etna. Notice it says the 18th because I'm watching it live and it is the 18th there, even though it's the 17th here. You're looking at 8-minute intervals in this particular image as this beam of light goes down the side of Mount Etna. Now, the moon's not out, the sun's not out, and usually if you see a lens flare, it's going to be centered from either the camera movement or the greatest section of light. The camera is not moving. That beam of light is moving. Look at that go down the side of this mountain. Look at the Sentinel-2 satellite pictures today. This is from the Copernicus Sentinel data from the European Space Agency. That's a very large lava burn. Now, it's also one of the most active volcanoes in the world, but it has had different eruptions at different times, but one of the strongest was 2,000 years ago. Think about that, what happened at that point. Now, so far, these are live images tonight. 5 vents have opened. Cameras, guys, that will show an eruption occurring as we're watching it tonight. But look at the intensity of the heat as these different lava flows get further down that mountain and start to pour over that ridge. Watch this particular eruption. Again, I'm watching this, I'm recording it tonight. Notice your intensity and the heat at the center of the peak. There it goes, it explodes. The lava is very hot running down the left side. Again, I'm just switching cameras so I can try to catch as much live information as I can. Now, the BBC crew, one of their camera crews that was going up the mountain, now they were going to film some of this activity on the volcano. Suddenly, the lava got under the ice. Hydrothermal explosion, guys. It was caught on film. Check out BBC. You can see the entire thing. These are rocks falling at 1,000 degrees centigrade. It smashed the windows out of their mountain vehicle, which is kind of like a big tank with a snowplow on the front. People were injured. No one was killed. Very lucky that anyone escaped with their lives. But just some of the facts on Etna. Again, it's an active stratovolcano on the east coast of Sicily. It's in Italy, in the metropolitan city of Catania. And here's the key. It lies above the convergent plate margin between the African plate and the Eurasian plate. Guys, we watched for the last couple of months the magnetic shield. But this beam of light, guys, is a whole different ballgame. I know we're dealing with the shields being weakened. We're having these large coronal holes open up on the face of the sun and extreme solar winds bombarding the Earth, penetrating not only the atmosphere but into the core of the Earth through the magnetic lines or force or our Earth shields. And I've showed you that many times through the Hall currents and the Hedman currents. And so that energy is transferred from the sun to the shields into the core of the Earth, into the magma core, into the upper magma transition zone that's well above some of the quakes that we're seeing now at 600 kilometers and 400 kilometers deep. We're seeing the results of this continuing bombardment. Now, what is this like? What does it have to do with it? I don't know. But normally, if you're going to see a lens flare, that bright section of light coming down would be over the hottest part of this image, which is far to the left. You see the hot spot at the top of the volcano. If it was a lens flare, it would be right there. Or if it was an overload of the light signal, it would be right on top of this, the way that we see the Earth and Mars and Jupiter when we're looking at some of the space satellites. As they get near the sun, guys, you'll see that line go straight up and down. That's going to be right on the top of the hottest spot. This is moving down. What is this light? What are we dealing with here, guys? Is there an external interference? Is it an alien interference? Is it a man-made interference? Is it something like HARP? I don't know. This needs to be investigated. We're going to watch it. It's a heads up. Be safe.